There is a strike zone and it is finite. It is fixed. It is a foot out in front of you and foot to the right of your shoulder-ish. It's different for everyone, but ish. It's somewhere in that zone. You have to find that and put yourself in that zone every single time. The only way to do that is your feet. And the great thing about the two-handed backhand is people kind of think of it as like some really big thing. It's not. It's just a forehand on the other side. You're going to use your left hand over top of your right hand, and that's it. You're going to use the exact same motion that you would use for topspin on your forehand. The short serve, it can really throw people off. It makes people hit a really awkward, soft, high return. All right, guys, welcome to our weekly Q&A where we provide live coaching. So guys, starting right now, go ahead and drop your questions in the chat. We'll get to those. If you're watching the replay and you want to jump to a specific lesson in the video, the timestamps are in the YouTube description below. And then last but not least, remember you can join us for our next session live, just like Jess is doing today and any of the other guests that join. All you have to do is join the Pickleball Lab for free, and we'll see you on here next week. Bring your questions or even your film, and you can be a guest again, like Jess is today. So let's go and get to it. Jess, I think you got some film for us today that we're going to be looking at, and it looks like you mentioned that it's going to be just some games you played this week, correct? Fantastic. All right, let's jump to it. All right, so go ahead and skip to here we go. And as always, just stop me if you have questions. So good, sir. Return. Really nice, really nice, really nice. Good. Really nice. All right, so let's go through that rally again. Really good. Great ball recognition. Way to move up. Great drop. So one thing that as we kind of develop in our pickleball game, we're going to get you two-handed backhand, right? We're going to be working on topspin. And the great thing about the two-handed backhand is people kind of think of it as like some really big thing. It's not. It's just a forehand on the other side, right? And you're going to use your left hand over top of your right hand, and that's it. You're going to use the exact same motion that you would use for topspin on your forehand, right? So eventually, because this person stayed in the back, right, we're going to use our two hand and we're going to hit them, and then we're going to move up and take the kitchen and volley with them. Because what's probably going to happen is when you hit this person here, right? Let's draw that out. When you hit them here, they're going to volley from here back at you, but you are going to be at this kitchen line here already, and then you're going to exchange with them over and over, but they're going to be at a disadvantage because they're going to be back here while you're here. Anytime you can volley exchange from kitchen line to middle of their transition zone, this is good for you. Can you think of another situation where you would be at the kitchen line and your opponent would be in the transition zone?
Like when they're serving?
Correct. Yeah, when they're serving. So anytime,
Oh, high ball
yeah,
and they back up?
do your best not to give them a high ball. So if they have given you a third shot drop, right? And it's relatively low and it's not going to bounce that high, you probably can't volley exchange with them, right? But if they give you a higher one that bounces
Yep.
higher, or they just miss and leave the ball high, you want to hit their feet if you can. But if you can't hit their feet, anything from their waist down is good, and let them volley exchange with you, right? Because you're actually right at the net here. You're 7 feet away. They're probably about 14 feet away, and you have a major advantage. Always go to the feet if you can, but if you can't get to the feet, don't be afraid to go ankle high to waist here, okay? Because you can win that volley exchange. So don't, and a lot of times, believe it or not, you can miss, and people will reset up here around their stomach or around their chest. If you hit a ball at their chest when they're 14 feet away from the net, that ball's likely out of bounds. So your zones get really small there. But my point being, anytime you can volley exchange without giving them too much of a high ball, where you're closer to the net than they are, it's probably a good win for you. Hey guys, just a reminder, if you'd like to be a part of this weekly live Q&A stream, chat, get coached up, and even have a chance to be a guest and get your film broken down, then make sure you join us over at the lab. We have a free option that you can sign up for that includes access to this weekly Q&A stream with other perks as well. Just go to pickleball.co/weeklyqa. Now, back to the stream. So we're going to, back to this example, we're going to hit them a two-handed backhand, okay? Then we're going to step up and take that. But I really like what you did here. I just want you closer at the kitchen. So when you hit this, it's highly unlikely this drop's gonna be bad. Look how far back she is, especially the flatter you hit that drop. You can hit that drop pretty flat and fast, honestly. And then I want you to be thinking, I have so much room because she's backed off the kitchen line. She's giving you an extra 7 feet. That ball's going to have to travel an extra 7 feet, right? So you're gonna be able to actually just move up and take that kitchen line immediately. Okay.
Okay.
So here we go. Once you at that kitchen line, now let's see what ball she gives you. Really good. So if you're at this kitchen line already, she has that ball. You don't have to step in for it. And you're probably taking that ball at least a little higher because you can reach in. You reach in here, but if both feet are on that line, you can reach in further and take the ball even higher as it's coming down. So really this just gets back to how much space can you take? If you can take the full space, you need to take it. But you always have to be set by the time she's hitting the ball, right? Or your opponent. That's the golden rule or the silver rule. Um, when she's hitting it right here, you need to be set wherever you are. It doesn't matter if you got to the kitchen or not, you need to be set. But that time in between when you hit this ball and she touches the ball, that's all the time you have to move for space. So let's see how efficient you were with your footsteps here. So here, hit, 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 hit. You took about 4 steps. So if you had taken those all linearly, like right, like toward the net. So 1, I like that step. That's a good step. 2, that one's a little bit out versus in, right? Or forward. If we take that step forward and that step forward, I think you're at the kitchen line and you're using that last step right there to just kind of get comfortable, right? So you had 3 steps. So you had 1, 2, 3 in 3 steps, I think you can get from here to the kitchen line, and that's what I would do. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, great. Good, good. Really good job. And that might seem like, man, I'm really harping on that. The closer you are to the net, astronomically your chance of winning the point rises. So it's actually really,
Okay.
really important to be super efficient on getting to the net. Good. Good try, good try, good try. Okay. So let's go back. Good. Really nice ball recognition by your partner here. Typically, most beginners are going to recognize the ball probably somewhere around here as the ball's flying to them, right? So the ball's coming, right? And they're going to recognize it at about their kitchen line. Higher level players are going to start to recognize it about at the net, right? And then pro level players will start to recognize the ball around their opponent's kitchen line, right? So just further and further back, the better at you are. The sooner you recognize it, right? So your partner actually starts to step back about right here. And I would say that ball hasn't even gotten to the net yet. Now, granted, the ball's really high. So I'm sure she knows, but still, it's really good ball recognition. In fact, you should tell her to watch this and be like, hey, you got a pretty good compliment from
Yeah.
this guy that I'm working with. So, really good way to get behind the ball. Now, I just want to see that ball a lot flatter, right? Just not as high. And I wouldn't double lob here, right? So, ideally, what we want right here, honestly, is a drive. I'm not a big fan of trying to drop this ball because look how far away you're dropping. I would just try and drive it and just get a different ball back because they hit you the absolute best ball possible. When you drive and that ball's coming back, it's unlikely to land in this zone again. I'd be very surprised if it lands there. It's more likely going to, land here or here or here, maybe even land here or here. And those are going to make you so much closer to the kitchen line. So you hit that fifth, you're a lot closer, right?
Okay.
So I'd like to see her drive that. And then when this ball comes back, okay, don't lob.
Uh,
Third shot lobs, those are really difficult to do well, um, because the opponent has so much time to read it, right? Just third shot lobs are off the table always, in my opinion. You're better off resetting, or I guess if it's on the third, you're better off driving or dropping than you are hitting a lob, like much better off. So just a thought there.
okay.
Ooh, I love that rip. I love that rip as a coach. Great return. So, wham. Oh, that's really good top spin work too there. Your paddle.
So I've been watching my video because obviously we've been talking about the top spin thing, and I feel like I'm letting the ball get too on top of
Okay.
me. And so
Yeah,
If when I'm taking it in front of me, I'm doing a much better job, but when I let that ball get on top of me, then all bets are off.
100%. So it's just your strike zone. And so part of that top spin that we're going to have you do, we're going to have you buy a tee. It's like 17 bucks off Amazon, and you're going to hit off a stationary tee for a really long time. But that is going to perfect your strike zone. So when you hit a ball that's inside of you, like so I'm let's actually do it here. I'm hitting, this way. If you hit a ball behind you, behind your strike zone, or too far in front of your strike zone, or too far outside, or too far inside of you, you're going to feel it. And we want to create
Okay.
that feedback so that you can consistently hit it in your strike zone. But your strike zone needs to be about a foot out in front of you, out in front of your body, and about a foot
Uh-huh.
outside of your shoulder, if not more. And so if you don't hit in that strike zone, like you said, all bets are off to an extent. A lot of times when you extend forward too far, you hit the ball in the net. A lot of times when the ball's behind you, you hit the ball up. And so being in the strike zone, there's two things to hit a ball well. The ball has to be in the strike zone. So that's your feet. You have to move your feet because that strike zone's attached to your body, right? Like you
Sure.
you can't take your swing out two more feet and call that a good strike zone. It's not. So it's not about moving your arm. Most people think it's about moving your arm. Well, I got to get my paddle out further. No, there is a strike zone and it is finite. It is fixed. It is a foot out in front of you and foot to the right of your shoulder ish. It's different for everyone, but ish. It's somewhere in that zone. You have to find that and put yourself in that zone every single time. The only way to do that is your feet. That's the first thing. Got to move the feet. No one really thinks about that too much. They think about, oh, I need to be in good position, but they don't understand it's inches. It's inches that you have to
Okay.
move and get it just right. The second thing is your swing, which is what everyone thinks about. So when they hit a bad ball, they're like, dang, it was something in my swing. 9 times out of 10 for lower level players, people 4 or 5 and not lower level, I guess it goes all the way up to 4 or 5, but especially like in that 2-0, 3-0 area, they think they swung incorrectly. Their strike zone, the ball wasn't in their strike zone. That was the problem.
Okay.
So your strike zone right here, it's definitely too close to your body in terms of, front to back. I want
Okay.
I wanna see you actually strike this ball more out here. Okay. Did you change your top spin swing between the last time we spoke and today?
No, I haven't changed
Okay,
anything.
okay, okay. Yeah, so if you contact this ball out in front of you, that ball's so low, you're probably gonna have to get a little bit under it. So notice your paddle when we're swinging, does it ever really get under the ball? Not really. So
Not
yeah,
really.
it
No.
starts here, which is above the ball. Let's draw some lines, right? The ball's actually gonna get up to, let's cheat for a second. All right. So the ball's gonna get up to about right here, right? That's its line. Okay. So let's go back. Let's look at your swing. Where does your swing? Your swing's up here. It starts up here, right? Okay. Then as we continue, it meets it at the green. So it meets it at the ball, which you would have had to do to even hit the ball up, right? But really where we wanna be though, is I want your swing has to, let's actually draw it, has to start up here, then get under the ball, and then come up. Your swing is more like on a top down versus a top down up, right? Does that make
Okay.
sense? Okay.
Yeah.
So again, we'll work on that with topspin. Not a big deal, but probably helps some people listening. Yeah, definitely get that ball further out. And you're pretty tall here for this ball, and you're lifting up. I don't mind you pushing up because you definitely need some power, but I need you to get lower under that ball. That either means you drop your paddle lower or you get your body lower. I think right here you probably need to get your body lower. Where
Okay.
you're at right here is really good. I actually want you to stay here until you're right about to contact that ball, then I want you to lift up. That will actually or push up. That will actually allow your paddle to be low enough. Alright, let's keep going.
Okay.
Re
I got lucky.
uh, yeah, I mean, really good rip. I would just practice ripping my returns at this point. Ripping returns, it's gonna help you in the long run. It's gonna create some deficiencies in the beginning because you're not gonna have a ton of time to get to the net because you're not used to hitting and the ball's going so fast. It means you have less time to move up before they hit the ball, right? Because the ball's going much quicker to them. But you're going to need that eventually. I'd rather you not work on soft returns and go ahead and just create some issues for yourself because you're also going to build for the future, but you're also going to hit some really solid returns because we're trying to hit the ball hard and we're trying to hit it deep. But it's gonna hurt for a while. It's just about your tolerance level. Can you tolerate a dip in your performance for like a massive rise later, or do you just kind of want to, level out a little bit?
I'm going for the improvement
Yeah.
one.
Well, there you go. Good. Good. Nice. Good. Okay. We got some stuff here. That's really good. I know some stuff in my game that you're doing too, so we'll walk through that. So this one, good, good. Okay. So there, I think that's probably the best shot you could have hit right there. Your guy right here is in the middle crouching. So if you go, we need it to space, right? The only space available is here, here, in here. Okay. This one, I would say don't hit because he's right at the kitchen line. That's an easy pickup for him, right? And if you leave that ball high, you're more likely to leave it high on him because he's closer, right? If you leave that ball high, he's going to punish it. So I think that's a no go. Here, same thing. He's watching it. He's up here. He's got a nice line here. She's all the way back here, right? So I think you made the right decision and went to her. But you can't go to her backhand because he's here, right? So the only other
Mhm.
space option you have is over here, and you got pretty close to hitting it. So I think you made a really good decision there on all of that. Good, 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 good. Okay, so here you're ready to finish this. Go right through that middle.
Okay.
But we ended up hitting her, and I'm so frustrated with myself. Not frustrated, but just like exasperated a little bit. I'm doing this constantly. I'm constantly hitting the player and in transition defense and not hitting the open space. And it's making it too easy. That ball in the middle there, or even behind her over here, right? Make her stretch for it. That ball's probably makes the rally over. But because I hit people, they do this right here. And that was actually a great reset by her. And then look what kind of ball it made you give, right? Gave that high ball. And ended
Yeah.
up so this happens a lot. It's just part of pickleball. You guys are in complete control at this point. High ball, boom. High ball, or actually, sorry, low ball here. So notice how she gets a low ball. That's the high ball, low ball thing. It's really simple. That's the golden rule in pickleball is high ball, low ball. But when she hits this low ball, what happens? You end up giving a high ball, right? But you guys were in total control at that point, and you had that point if you'd hit the middle or the back. And I'm talking to myself, so it's I don't know what it is. I don't know what you know what it probably is? It's probably the safety. You know they're gonna hit that ball. You know you're not gonna hit it out the sideline, and you know you're not gonna hit it out the back because before they if you hit them, well, they're not on the sideline, right? So that takes care of that. If you hit it out of bounds, they're not gonna let it go out of bounds if you're going from top down. And if you hit it right at them, they are going to try to hit the ball. So it's just safer, but it's costing me points.
I also think sometimes in drilling, when you're being overly cooperative, it puts you in a pattern of hitting it back to people.
Yes. So that's the tough part about drilling. I'm glad you brought that up. Is a lot of drilling, if it's mechanical stuff. So like third shot drop's a perfect example. I have you and your partner working on third shot drops, but I have you doing a lot of mechanical stuff, like just getting used to hitting good third shot drops. I want you guys to learn off of a cooperative ball for that kind of thing. That type of stuff is better done on a ball machine so that when you actually get in live with a partner, let's say instead of you guys work on your mechanics together, you guys go do the ball machine, then you can get all that practice in. Also, the ball machine doubles your practice. You don't have to sit there and be cooperative for them. That 5 minutes that you get to hit, then 5 minutes cooperative. Well, now that's 10 minutes of hitting for you, right? So there's that as well. But then when you get in a partner situation, you guys don't have to practice your third shot drops. You're already doing that on the ball machine. All you're practicing is, hey, here's a cooperative ball to get you started on your third. After that, I'm ripping balls like a live situation, right? So mechanics, honestly, are much better done on a ball machine. The thing is, if you don't have access to a ball machine, which most people don't, you have to do it that way, right? Or if you're doing something that a wall can compensate for, wall, I don't really know how you would do a third shot drop off of a wall, but you can drive off of a wall. You can just keep driving, right? You can volley off of a wall, so you don't need a partner for those. But anything that does need a partner, you have to really in your mind flip the switch when it's time and be like, I'm only being cooperative to help her. When we get to games or we get to the competitive part of drilling, where we're actually trying to move up, I gotta switch. I gotta make the switch. And that comes over time. Cause I used to be really concerned about that. Like, I don't want to sit here and just hit you cooperatives over and over. But you can flip the switch eventually. It's not ideal, but you can do it. Great freaking return. That's what I'm talking about. Notice, so your last return, you pushed out on this ball, if you notice. So like look how far out your arm is. It's almost straight, right? Instead of bent, it's almost straight. That's why you get a lot more depth and a lot more height on this ball. I go back and forth on whether this is a good idea or not. For people that don't have a lot of power, the pickleball court is so small, you can mostly, I'm convinced at this point, use your wrist. And that's probably what you should be using. But then there's certain shots where you're like, especially if you're fully extended trying to like get to a ball, you don't have a ton of
Okay.
power. I mean, I guess you're fully extended there anyway, but maybe you should push the ball instead of just using your wrist and just using topspin. But this at least shows you like the difference in swing, right? You're fully extended. Where does this ball end up? It actually ends up about halfway in the transition zone. If we go back to your other one here, let's see how short this swing is. You don't push out, right? Your elbow is actually pretty tucked. Notice that?
Mhm.
And that's why it's short.
Yeah, I got jammed.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. We did talk about that. So that's the difference. And if you need to push out more, you totally can. But also understand if you hit one long, it might be because you pushed it out, right?
Okay.
I think ideally that's not what we want, but at least it's an interesting case study at the very least.
So what you're saying is that instead of like I need to go somewhere in the middle, right? Like the first one, I'm like, "Ugh," and this where I'm like getting jammed, but
Right.
then the next one, I'm fully out. You're saying somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, for you, I would say so because you have a little bit more power than most people. But if someone like power, that's the problem with swing is like my students all the time, they watch the ball and that determines whether they thought the swing worked or not. But there's like 20 different mechanics you need to be thinking about. You got to be thinking about your wrist. You got to be thinking about your elbow. You got to be thinking about your shoulder, your take back, your legs, your core, your hips, your strike zone, like all ball recognition, like all these things. And just because you hit a good ball doesn't mean you got the thing we're working on correct. You can hit an
Okay.
awful ball, but get what I wanted you to get correct, and we're golden. Or hit a great ball, but it's because you got the other 19 things correct and got the one we're trying to work on incorrect. And
Okay.
so for you, because you don't need a ton of power, you can generate it. Like you're pretty strong. You
Okay.
probably are somewhere more in the middle. Someone who has problem generating power, they might need to push the ball. Not necessarily
Okay.
push it, but they might need to extend more when they hit, especially someone with maybe shorter arms. But do they need to do that or do they need to push off of the ground a lot harder? Do they need a slightly bigger backswing, not a big one because pickleball we don't really need that, but do they need a slightly bigger backswing? Do they need to follow through a lot? That's just where all this stuff gets in. But yes, for you somewhere in the middle, for sure.
Okay.
Good, 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 good. Really good. We're in control at this point. Just an error, just part of pickleball. Okay, great. So this is you. Great return and run to get up here. It's actually a really hard ball to return and run on because you hit it so fast. Like I said, the ball's going to travel to them quicker, and means you have less time to get up. Now you stutter. I don't want you to stutter here. Don't stutter. Just go, 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 go. But he hits it high enough that it gives you time to get up there. Now you don't hit like a little lazy fourth either. You hit the space and hit the feet line. That was an incredible ball. So we are in control of this point right now. Still in control. And the tough part is it switches on a dime, right? Because that's actually a lower ball. I would expect off of your ball right here, we're getting a high ball. We're getting like a 10, an 11, or a 12. But she just hit a really good reset and got it back to about a 9. And then your partner's hitting it in the net. But we were in control at that point. Like you put us in a good spot for that point. You did a really good job.
Thank you.
Oh, a little spin serve.
Oh, yeah.
She almost got
Okay.
him though, because he served and stepped in. And if she hits that back corner like she almost did, she almost had him. And she did get him because he kind of had to move his position. That was a really good get. I know you know this, but for people watching, make sure you serve and stay behind the baseline. Huh? What's up? That's funny.
That's Darwin.
That's awesome. I love that. They do that to me when I film all the time. Good, 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 good. Lob. Oh yeah. Let's go back and look at that. Okay. So that's topspin, and I like it. We've got to get you corrected instead of coming here. It's got to be here, right? So that you keep that that paddle face. The fladdle. You keep the
Flannel.
fladdle pointed ahead the entire time, outside of your body, outside of your body. You're hitting and then pulling the paddle in to face your body. But still, I love the aggression. Love the aggression. There's nothing I would change. In your mind, you might be thinking, dang, I need to hit that a little softer just to get the ball over the net. Sure, if you want to win the rally, you want to get better, keep hitting this ball. You're going to get it. And it's going to be really important for you. Change a single thing about that. So, and this gets into like decision making, execution framework. So, when I'm giving lessons on court, off court, I don't ever really care about your execution. We will work on that, but you can't always control your execution. And so, it's just like basketball. You can't control all the time where the ball goes in or out. What you can control is the decision you made. Were you open? Did you create space? Did you shoot when you should have passed? Did you shoot when you were wide open? Or did you pass when you were wide open and you should have shot the ball? That's the same thing here. That in order to hit a good ball, it's got to be decision making and execution. I don't really care about your execution as much. We can fix all that. I got to have your decision making. And so when you hit this ball and you look at me and you go, what did I do wrong? I say nothing. You made the correct decision. Did you make the right decision? Yes, I made the right decision. I'm going to volley this back because the ball was at a 9 o'clock position. Then there's nothing to be said about that except a little bit of mechanic work, which we'll fix later. The decision making is the hardest part. As a player, you'll get better at execution naturally. The decision making isn't always natural.
Makes sense.
Yep, drive it. Not bad. I don't hate that decision. So if this is on your forehand, then you're driving this. Do you think?
Yeah,
Okay.
and I have started to use a two-handed
Okay.
backhand. I think the amount of spin that he put on it,
Sure.
it kicked back at me.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't hate that. I don't hate your decision. It's on your backhand, so it's a little tough. So I don't hate the decision at all. Because I mean, let's back it up just a little bit. I mean, your decision here is she starts backing up, right? He's moving forward. Who's closest to you? He is. Avoid him, drop to her because there's way more space to get a low ball, which you did. And she hit the ball out of bounds. It's a great decision. Fantastic decision. And great execution for the shot that you chose. Yep. Definitely a drivable ball. Good. Oh, that's candy.
Here it is.
That was
Did you
good.
see it?
Yeah, a little two-handed dink. I like it. We'll go back and look at that. So serve, return. So ideally, I'd like your partner crashing, noticing that the person who returned is all the way in the back. That's an immediate crash.
Okay.
So if she does that and she's at the kitchen line, she's hitting that ball. That's a great ball that we want to hit. Instead, it gets really low on her, right? And she actually has to reset, which is a phenomenal reset. I would love to hit a reset like that every single time if I could. Good. Another good reset for a low ball. All right, let's see his two hands. That's actually really good too. Really good too. The only thing I would tell you is just bring it up further. So
Okay.
bring it up higher. We're gonna finish it all the way.
More follow through.
Yeah, we're gonna finish it all the way up here, which means you're gonna have to hit it softer. softer than you're used to. So that speed right there, if you follow all the way through with it, is gonna leave that ball high. So you you just have to adjust for it. But that was a really good 2. I loved it. Let's go back. Just a little high. That's it.
Yeah.
Yep, keep hitting
Okay.
that and drive that. Drive that the exact same way that you dink that. So if you get another two-hand and you're able to drive it for at least to get like some type of repetition in until we like get it fixed totally, just try it.
Okay.
Try it. Backspin return deep, really nice. Oh, laser. Good. 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 Don't hate it. Really good aggression. Good. Oh, all right. Really good rally here. I like this. Just go back. Good. Boom. Good. Okay. So just first thing here, let's not hit her. Let's hit through the middle. Right. That's it. But we've talked about that. We'll let that go. Tough ball. This is a really vulnerable spot that a lot of people don't think about is if someone doesn't have a two hand, they're gonna one hand this. Anything in this box is really going to be an issue for them. Now, too high and too fast, it's going to be out of bounds back here, right? But anything in this box ish is pretty good because it's just a really awkward spot, right? So she gets you in that really awkward spot. But you still get a really good ball middle. We want middle on that. It wouldn't surprise me if you were aiming middle and just missed because, again, awkward shot. Great. I love this. Okay. Let's not go to him, though. Let's go to her. She's further back. Okay. Oh, look, 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 look. So for some reason here, you actually got you either hit here or you hit here.
My awkward flip.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but here you actually went in the middle. So this is good news. It's hard to get someone out of something that they do every single time, right? But you do it differently. So I think your brain's really and body's really going to respond to like knowing how to do it correctly. But that's not that bad. It's just a little high, right? So that ball's about what, 6 that's about a foot above his waist. So he's gonna punish that. And you gave it right to his forehand. We wanna avoid the forehand and right like right in that strike zone. Like you put that ball in his strike zone
Yeah.
except he's hitting behind him a little bit, but, we wanna aim for his chicken wing or anything extended, right? But ideally, we wanna aim for her. She's way further back, and this ball you
Okay.
hit that's high on him is dropping right now, and on her, because she's about 4 feet back, that ball's a low ball on her. That's a perfect ball to her, but because
I
he
I thought I was going to her until he poached middle.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, that ball on her is a perfect ball. Wow, good hands, way to get that ball back. Good.
And she got that one too.
Yeah, she did. That was a really good move. Really good shot. Yeah. Oh my gosh, what a return. Hard return. What's that?
I did the stutter. Now that you've pointed out the stutter step, I did the stutter step again
Yeah,
here,
yeah,
and then
I think what you're doing is watching. So you're just kinda let's hit. Let's see if it's good, then I go. Don't see if it's good. It's either good or bad without you watching it. You watching it doesn't change the ball, right? So
okay, yeah,
now I will say I'm doing this a little bit to some extent right now, not a lot, not a ton, but I'm not hitting and busting it to the line. I'm trying to get so good at my returns and I need to see the result of my return. And I want to see the result of my return right away so I can remember what it felt like. If I hit a good one, the inner game of tennis talks a lot about feel and how a
uh,
shot feels, and it's one of the quickest ways to get a shot down. I wanna know what it feels like, or I wanna know what the result was based on what I felt instantly. If it was really deep and really hard, I'm gonna do my best to repeat that feeling next time. And so I'm a little slow, but I know I'm gonna fix that later. As soon as I know what it feels like at different depths, with different balls coming at me, I'm just busting it to the line. So there's a little room there, but I think even for you to learn, I think you're taking a little bit of liberty here. I still think you need to move up a lot faster.
okay.
Yeah. And again, hitting those hard ones leaves you less time, but I still think it's the best. A little bit of a higher level concept here. If you're hitting hard returns, then we want to be strategic about where you're hitting them because again, you have less time to move up. You always want to hit straight across from you or where you're going to end up. Okay, let's say your friend here. Okay, if I'm hitting a hard return, I would hit straight down to your friend right here. Okay, that allows me as I'm moving up. That actually allows my partner to step over and hit this ball down. Right, because typically with a hard return people mishandle it and pop it up a lot.
Okay.
So if I'm stacked and I'm your partner, but I'm running here, I want to hit across so that the ball ends up in front of me. Wherever I'm going to end up at the kitchen line, I want that ball right across from me. So my partner, as you move over here, right, to get situated here, now you can step over again and hit this ball down that hopefully they pop up, right? So like I've been toying with that a lot recently with my partners, just being like, hey, I'm going to hit where across from wherever I end up. That frees you up because they can't go down your line. That frees you up to hover middle and just punish balls. And so that's what we're working on. That's just a high level concept just for others that might be watching or just to stick in the back of your head. Good. Good. That's your ball. That's okay. Definitely your ball. That's all right. It worked out really good. Really great serve. That's a freaking great serve. Now,
So, and I finished it correctly.
yes, you did. You did. So on certain
Well, I
shots,
mean, it could be a little bit more of this, yeah?
nah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Okay.
Like once you get to here, as long as the paddle is facing the wall. And I mean, yeah, it's not totally facing the wall. You know, you're down, you're slightly down. You want to come up, but I mean, I'll take that. Like that's for like in 2 years or a year where I'm like, all right, we fixed all the other 19 things. Let's fix this thing, right?
Okay.
Like this is one
Yeah.
where your coach is like, great shot. Let's move on. Now, ideally, you want to, serve deep, right? But a short serve, if you can control it, I can't make it that short all the time. I need to work on it. But it can really throw people off, especially people who go really deep on their return back here. Because all you really care about on a successful serve is one that gets you a really good third. That
Okay.
could be a ball that's high that you can drive. A lot of times it's a short return, right? So I don't really care
Okay.
what the serve is. I care what the serve does to the returner. And a short ball gets by people a lot of times, number one. Number two, it makes people hit a really awkward, soft, high return. A lot of times those returns are out of bounds, but that's not what we're going for. A lot of the times those high balls are going to bounce high for us to drive. So that's really what a good serve looks like. People talk about, oh, it's hard and deep, and typically it is, but you need to be looking for other opportunities as well. We actually played a PPA event, and the team we lost to in the qualifiers, he short served everything. And we couldn't, because it was so short, we couldn't get a hard pace on it because we were afraid to hit the ball out of bounds because we were so close that they just got
Yeah.
soft returns and were able just to control the third constantly. They beat us. They beat the next team to actually make the PPA main draw. And that's typically where qualifying winners, they're done after that because they'll play a PPA main draw team and lose. They beat the PPA main draw team. And I didn't
Wow.
actually watch, but I got a feeling his short serve had a lot to do with it because they weren't used to it. And then they played Eric Onsens and Matt Wright and lost. So it's like top 20 players in the world. So, but
Did
still,
he take ankle on it, or was it just a short
it
serve?
was a short serve like yours. And so what it would do is it would bounce about right there. That's the middle of the transition zone, and it's really low. The harder you serve, the higher the ball is going to be typically. So when you don't serve very hard, the ball doesn't have a ton of energy. It doesn't bounce very high. So that ball is super low. It's even lower than your ball there because he hits it so much softer. And in order for
Okay.
me to get this ball up and over the net and at the baseline, I can't hit the ball very hard. If I hit it really hard, it's going in the net. If I clear the net, it's probably headed out of bounds. So I have to hit a speed in the middle somewhere to land it on the baseline, but I'm nervous to hit the ball out. So what do? We hit the ball super soft and they just got like baby thirds all day. So I haven't seen anyone else try it. I'm not really willing to try it yet, but I think it's a really good idea.
Hmm.
And I'll let you know when I start trying it how it goes.
Okay.
I got too much I'm trying to fix right now. I get to the court some days and my head's just swimming, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Good. Great. Oh, good. 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 Yep, stay with it. Oh yeah, good shot. All right, let's go back. Let's work on this one. See what you look like here. Oh, this time flat, or this time it was in the wrong spot. Yeah, just your
Yeah.
finish. All right, so here, good. Okay, so here, not bad. Hits up on the ball, right at a 6 o'clock. That's a great start. Okay, so we're looking for
You
height.
see
What's that?
Did you see what the 2 we came for a visit?
Yeah, yeah. So this was more of a reset, right?
Yeah.
Actually, no, you tried it. You tried to. Yeah, it's gonna have to be a lot softer, and you're gonna have to really get under that ball. It's more of a reset for you here. The way you're hitting the ball, you're actually hitting more of a reset. You're kind of just
Yeah.
hitting, yeah, you're gonna have to get under that ball and brush up on it and get it up to get up there. I probably wouldn't even
Okay.
try it there though. I'd probably reset that right there. So reset, just height. Just be focused on your height on your reset. You'll get the power worked out eventually. That ball's a little too high, right? So
Okay.
height, a little lower than I would have expected there. That's good. 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock shot. So we'll take that, right? She has to hit that ball a lot softer. Height's too high, right? Let's get the ball down, get it down, get it down. Still a little too high, right? And so I think really all you need to focus on is just the height of your balls when you're resetting, right?
Okay.
That's really all you need to focus on because you have to focus on power, height, and spin. That's the equation on how to control a ball. But you can't focus on all three at once. Just choose one to really work on. And I think as
Okay.
as you work on your height of your ball, your body will naturally pick up and adjust for how fast that ball needs to be. We just got to get the ball down a little lower. Great shot. So I couldn't tell, but I bet she went backhand first here. No, she did not. She just got around on it. She had her paddle down. So she drops her paddle, brings it around, and that's why she was late. But yeah, caught her went across her body, which I really like that. Drive. Yep, really nice. Good. Low. I don't hate that. A little lower though. Good try. Good try. Boom. All right. So a little lower on this. You get that lower, she pops this ball up instead of attacking, right? She got a high ball here. Now I don't actually hate that because if your partner had taken the line, um, well, it worked out anyway. But I still don't hate that ball. It's not that bad of a ball. Here. Okay. So I want you to take the line here. This ball's low. There's nothing he can do to you here. What were you
Okay.
expecting him to do?
I didn't know if he was doing ATP.
Okay. That's fair. If he
So I was kind of in that like, do I guard around the post or where do I go?
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I'm all right with that. Good. Here, what type of shot are you trying to hit here? Are you trying to drive at him or are you trying to hit a drop or
No, 'cause I thought he was off balance, so I was gonna chicken wing him.
okay. So if you're gonna I want you to hit that ball harder if that's a speed up. So
Okay.
it's gotta be a harder speed up so he can't control it. I think you're better off here because you're back and he's right on the line. I think you're better off hitting your reset here. You could even
Okay.
like hit like a little bit of a top spin drop. So I like this. Just turn it into a drop and drop it to his corner and make him go right back to that corner again.
Okay.
But yeah, so now it just needs to be a little lower. I know you know that. That ball's out of bounds,
I
but
Yeah.
it's coming too fast, probably.
It was about to hit me in the face, and
Yeah.
I was like,
Yep.
"Oh."
Yep. Been there. Was there last week, I'm sure. Sir. Good. Wow. No pressure to handle that. Really good. You're very still on that counter. Good. Now, this is a red, not really something I want you to focus on right now, but eventually we're going to take a split step on every single ball. So
Okay.
as he's and then just for other people listening, a little higher level tip, the ball, if it's ever gonna bounce, you start your split step on the bounce. If the ball is gonna be taken out of the air, you start your split step as the ball goes over the net. It's 2 different timings, and you're gonna mix them up because 'cause you're gonna misjudge and stuff, but we're always taking a split step. So right here, I want you to start your split step on that bounce, and then you're
Okay.
landed and ready by the time he hits this. That way, if he doesn't hit the ball right to you, you still move and go get the ball. There's so many times that I hit the ball in the net while I'm extended out, and I'm like, "Dang, why did I hit that ball in the net?" And it's like, "Oh, I didn't move." And I always split step, but sometimes I don't split step and move, I reach. And if the ball's going really fast and all you can do is reach, that's fine. But 9 times out of 10, you could have shifted. You could have planted your left foot here, right? And at least picked up your right foot and stepped over, right? It's not that hard to just take a step and stay planted with
Uh-huh.
your left foot or just shift. So a lot of times when we hit balls, into the net, it's because we weren't willing to move. But yeah, so I want you to get used to split stepping. So let's look at what that would look like. So here we split on that bounce. That's what it would look like, right? And it's every time your opponent touches the ball. So there. All right, let's actually look at this next one, and we'll identify split step. Okay, so let's go here. So split step here. Okay. Again, this is a red for you. This is just more for you to think about for later on. And for other people. All right, this ball bounces. You need to split step here, believe it or not, even though you're really far away. That's why you don't want to hit short returns, is because your split step means split stepping way back, right? Now, I'm going to add a caveat. I don't actually want you to do this on returns. I want you to run all the way up. I think you can hit a ball on the run here, but this is really the only caveat. You should never do it otherwise. And you should be thinking about, why did I have to hit the ball on the run, and adjust so that you're never having to hit the ball on the run. Okay. So you hit this ball. Good. Split step here. Okay. We're hitting another ball. Split step. So she takes the ball out of the air. So we're going to split step right here as the ball goes over the net. So you're ready for the next ball. Good shot. And you're not, sorry, there's 2 exceptions. Volleying. Don't split step while you're volleying. While you're in the middle of pow, 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 don't be split stepping. Like it's going to
Uh-huh.
it's going to mess your vision up. So here we're staying still and trying to get the ball back if we can. Okay. And you can do like a half split step. Like you'll watch the pros, like if they're here and they need to move forehand, they'll kind of actually, I don't think so. I need to look more at that before I comment on that because I was about to say, I think they open up their right foot a little bit, maybe, but I actually don't think they do that. So I think they're just completely still. I know JW Johnson is. He has really good hands and they talk about how still he is all the time. But that's when you would split step. Let's go back and watch that point, and let's see if there's anything we can see here. Really good return. I really like the return. A little deeper. Good. Okay. So here, this one right here. Um, hmm. Where this ball bounces, you probably have to take a step back further to get this ball in front of you. So the fact that you hit this ball beside you means the direction you're wanting to go right now, you're not going to be able to hit a good ball. That ball's got to be in front of you to go. So if your paddle's here, the ball to go straight ahead or to the left, you need to be behind that ball. If that
Okay.
ball is behind you, you really can only hit a ball really well. You can really typically only hit a ball really well to the outside of your paddle face. And so we just got to
Uh,
back up a little bit more. And then this ball that you hit right here is not going to stay high. You'll be able to get that ball down because this is a pretty high ball. So that might be a little too advanced for right now, but that is why the ball popped up on you.
okay.
And this is probably a little advanced, but when you're playing the left side, you want to be square with the person in front of you when the ball's ahead of you. Okay. So if the person straight ahead of you is dinking or is going to get a ball, you want to be shoulder to shoulder front of them. Okay. If you're a right side player, you want your right shoulder. So her right shoulder needs to be lined up with just inside of his left shoulder. Okay, so she needs to be offset of him just a little bit. This is probably like a black. Like I don't really want you to worry about this too much. That's
Okay.
just when the ball's straight ahead of you, right? Because if the ball's not straight ahead of you, you're here, and the ball's here, you don't care where she is. She can be wherever she wants. You've got to put your right foot on this line. Okay. Ball's here. You got to put your right foot right where it is right now. Okay. Ball's here. You're going to have to put your left foot here. But anywhere in here, you need to be matched up with her shoulder to shoulder or straight ahead, shoulder to shoulder. Okay. So if you had done that, because you're off of her a little bit, right? Your right foot's almost on the center line. Hers is about 3 feet off. If you are straight up with her, and let's see where this ball comes from. This ball comes from you. So on like a black level, you need to be thinking, all right, I'm dinking to her. She's offset of me. I've got to dink this and get right in front of her. If you get
Okay.
right, that's going to put you in the best possible position. If you get right in front of her, you don't have to reach for that ball. You're pounding that ball back at her. And
Okay.
that's what putting yourself straight in front of someone, if you're a left side player and the ball's straight across from you, that's what that can do is just put you in the right spot constantly to not let them take advantage of you. Conversely, this is like, I don't know, Black Diamond 2 is if you notice someone's off of you, off center, then or not straight ahead, then there's a lot of opportunity there. Okay. You really don't you want to try to possibly, if you can, avoid speeding up with someone that's at good position. Wait till they're out of position. So here, she's a right side player. Her right shoulder needs to be just outside your left shoulder. She's too far outside right now, which means you have an open window on her to go down the middle because she'll have to extend out. But he's covering the middle. So you have to look at his positioning too. But let's
Right.
say you are actually here, right? And she's here. Her left shoulder is supposed to be inside. Sorry, her right shoulder is supposed to be inside your or outside your left shoulder. She's supposed to, if you're here, she's supposed to be here. Let's put it that way. Okay. But she's here. You just go right down the line on her. Right. So
Mhm.
if your positioning is off, then if your opponent's positioning is off, typically there's an opportunity somewhere. But yeah, she hit a really good ball to go to that direction. Good. All right. So really soft ball here. This ball's low. Low ball, can't hit this ball hard. Gotta hit it soft, because if you hit it hard, you end up hitting a high ball. But it worked out. Any questions on that?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So we're probably coming up on the last 10 minutes here. Is there anything specifically you want to talk about or anything specifically you want to look at, or you just want to keep running film?
Let's just go over one more point if that
Yeah.
works for you.
Yeah. I can go over a couple more in 10 minutes. Good, 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 good. I like what you did there. That was smart. Oh, good chase down. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hustle. Hustle will win a lot of pickleball points. Love it. You saved this point. Otherwise, y'all should have lost it and you saved it. That was really good. So good, good, good. Okay. I actually really like what you did here. You just basically conceded. I don't hate that because that point's getting a little out of control. So she hits back. He should have, has a potential chance to end the point. And so the only other thing I would have possibly done is get it deeper on her. But
Okay.
I'm a little concerned because he's already hitting fast. She's probably ready for a fast one at this point. Like our decisions kind of follow the game. That's why pickleball is so tough. Is it's not just a fast game. Tennis is just fast, 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 fast. But pickleball is fast, slow, slow, fast. Like you have to realize when is what, or you have to realize what phase are you in, a fast phase or a slow phase, and how do you take advantage of that, and how do you make sure you don't get burned by it. If he's going
Mhm.
quickly here, she's probably ready to go quickly as well. If
Mhm.
he's going slow, you might be able to hit a ball back to her at her waist, and she might not try and counter it because the point's so slow. She might be caught up in the slowness of it and reset it. But because the point's going fast, I imagine if you hit one at her waist, she's going to counter. And I don't
Mhm.
hate that, but I really like what you did. I liked you being willing to play slow. Let's put it that way. I liked that. I just would have been a little bit more aggressive at getting it out at your feet if you could. Great hustle. I have nothing to say about that except really well done.
Thank you.
Really well done. All right, last one. Let's move on. Actually, let's see what happened there.
I didn't
Happens
get under the ball.
happens all the time. Let's see where your strike zone was. A little too close to you. Probably a little too behind your strike zone and a little too close inside of your strike zone. Okay. So when you hit this, that's the number one thing I notice. Let's look at your take back. We're gonna change how you take back. Um, I'm starting to I think we'll have to see. I'm watching a lot of the pro tennis players and how they swing because that's how you swing in pickleball, to be completely honest, except for maybe a little bit more wrist. But the modern forehand's going more toward like a specific take back. It's going more toward a more linear take back with your wrist and then flipping your wrist around. You're still coming under the ball, but it's different than how it used to be, which is more here. They're going more here. And so we'll fix your take back. Let's see.
And I rise out of it before I make contact.
Yeah, you want to be like halfway, I would say, in your rise as you're making contact. Maybe 25% into your rise, like just early or in the middle.
Okay.
And that's probably got a decent amount to do with it. And then we're actually going to take your paddle and we're going to have you actually hit more with your follow through up here versus hitting more here, right? The height. So if you watch your height, you are more like kind of like down here to
Mhm.
here versus up here. That's got a lot to do with why the ball went low. Is we
Okay.
didn't bring the paddle up to get the ball up to brush up. Yeah. Um But yeah, I mean, I don't know, your swing looks a lot better. Now, that might be because most of the examples I've seen is you playing right side, and so you're not gonna have a forehand swing that much. There's a lot we can work with there. A lot we
Okay.
can work with there for sure. Any
Sounds
questions?
good. No, I don't think so. This was great
Good.
to go over all this stuff, and I wanted to bring in some current video because we've been doing a lot of the first four balls, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of serve, a lot of returns, third shots, added in the two for as much as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, so getting all the things.
Love it. Love it. Um, Anything else before I think you're the only live guest besides like we've had a couple of chats, but I think they might be bots. I'm not sure. But we don't have any more live guests, so we're probably just going to end it here. Do you have any other questions?
No, thank you for all your
Yeah,
help.
absolutely. You're doing a great job. Keep it up. Keep drilling. At some point, we probably need to adjust your drill schedule depending on how much you've completed it. But yeah, we'll
Okay,
talk about that maybe on the next Q&A or in the next couple of weeks or so.
sounds great.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, that's going to be it for us today. Remember, you can catch the replay of this on YouTube, and we would love for you to be a part of it live. All you have to do is go to pickleball.lab.co, sign up for a free membership on the lab, and you can get the link and RSVP, and we'll hopefully see you next time. Thanks.